All right, broski, let's do it.
Welcome to the Broskiedoodles Podcast, the best podcast in all the land, the best podcast in all of the continents, including Oceania, that's where Australia and New Zealand is, including South America, that's where Venezuela, Colombia, we got people in Belgium. People in Belgium, they fucking love us in Belgium. I'm telling you, I'm gonna go to Belgium, get some cheese, get some beer, and get some
You think
fucking
that when we get
Broskiedoodles.
off the plane in Belgium, there'll be fans waiting for us like the Beatles?
They'll be waiting. We will do our best to hide our itinerary, but they will be waiting.
Right. I'm gonna wear the same hat. Maybe change the hat. They'll recognize the hat. Put on some glasses.
Yeah. You want to know. Today we got some happy topics, and it had to do with laughter. It has to do with stand-up comedy. We're gonna talk about our thoughts on two recent comedy specials that came out that we loved. We felt that this was more of a fuck around episode, so this is not part of the movie review with the crew. This is just a regular episode on Mondays when the Broskiedoodles is coming with the topics. On Thursdays we got you with the movie reviews, and on Mondays we got you with the more debates, the more psychological experiences. And we watched these two specials, and I think there's a lot to talk about here. It's Ricky Gervais' new special, Supernatural, available on Netflix, and Norm Macdonald, Nothing Special, also available on Netflix. They just came out. There are two different types of stand-ups, and also the way that they were filmed is very different, and there's reasons for that. We're gonna talk about that. I first wanted to go into the Norm Macdonald ones because this was the unconventional one, right? Ricky Gervais, he filmed this in a theater in London, like a very normal special that you would see, people in the auditorium, they're laughing, and it's a whole prepared thing. Amazing. We'll talk about that. Norm Macdonald, for various reasons, including his health, he recorded this pretty much as you see this podcast right now, like recording it through like your own camera in your room, and had no audience. It was sort of it was almost like you could consider it like a Zoom stand-up special. And I want to start off by saying that I wouldn't accept this as a special from anyone except Norm Macdonald because of the situation, right? The situation was, the day after this special was recorded, he needed to get some sort of surgery or procedure done for his he had cancer, and he maybe was not gonna come out of it or come out of in the correct way to do stand up. So he wanted to leave all his material already there, and he did it the way that he could. It was during COVID. He couldn't go to an actual show. Which, how much does it suck, right? Like, it all happened together and fucked it up for him in a way. But thankfully he recorded this. That being said, you have to have that as a caveat, because this is not a normal stand-up comedy special. This is a special of him just talking to a camera. Nevertheless, you feel Norm for who he is, and you still feel the timing of the jokes as if the audience was there. And you can also, like he always did on his stand-up, you have the funny, but you also have the intriguing little messages that you can tell. You're like, does he really want me to know that he's telling me this, or is this by mistake? So many little messages that he sends on it, And I felt it to be more of like a beautiful thing than a comedy special. But it still was really funny. It was funny, and he had good jokes and good observations, and I loved his faces. At the beginning of it, I don't know if it happened to you, the first 5 minutes, it almost feels like, oh man, he looks like he's not there, And I don't know if he was just getting used to the system that he was using, but then after 5-7 minutes, he started killing in a way where I felt him like, oh, this is Norm,
Well, it looked like he had gone through a lot. Because the way I had seen him before, seeing him there, it was like there's a huge difference. And man, I thought the whole thing was pretty sad. Like, it reminded me of those movies when an astronaut is in outer space, or like some guys in the jungle and he's recording himself, like James Franco in 127 hours, just like talking to himself, like day 35. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, type of thing. It had a very sad feel to it, especially knowing that he already passed. But yeah, glad he was able to do that. I wonder if do you think stand-up comedy will go in that direction?
No, I think this is a one-off thing because it's a very specific. Like even one of my favorite comedians these days is like Mark Norman, Joe List. I mean, I'm talking about like the new. You got Louis C.K.'s and Chappelle's in the thrones and shit. But this new kiddo who's out there any of these guys, if they come out with a special where they're doing it through like a Zoom camera, I'm not watching that shit. Or at least if I watch it, I'm a fucking shit on it. And I don't think they would want to do it either. I don't think Norm would have wanted to. I think he had no choice, and that was the only way to record those things.
Yeah, because it's very difficult. And at times I had like the pauses, and I'm sure they were intentional, and like doing it in front of a crowd, that's because that's when they'd be laughing or whatever. But a lot of the times it just felt sad. Do you remember any of the bits?
Fuck, I rewatched it today to try to remember some of the bits. He had one where he's like, my dad, he had and people think about people being evil, but people are not evil. They're, gray, black and white, and they have shades of gray. Like my dad had a good side and then an evil side. He had a good side where he went to World War I and he fought the Nazi and Hitler. I mean, he didn't fight him himself, but he, with the help of the army, took him down. He saved humanity. But then on his evil side, he says that a man is somebody that has a penis. So, you take the good and the bad. So he's sort of making fun like he's so old-fashioned. But really, he's being sarcastic, like that doesn't make him bad. He's just making fun of like, his little bastard thought that a man should have a penis. I mean, it's fucking crazy.
Stuck in the past, Dad.
He's like, I was very progressive back in the day because you would tell people who like to slut shame, and I was like, no, we shouldn't slut shame. Like, if we slut shame, they're not gonna want to be sluts, and we should praise them and shit. So I mean, there's a few. There's other ones that were like deep, having to do with like life and thinking about your life, and
a lot of them were related to death.
Yeah, to death.
I know he had one about cannibalism. I wrote down cannibalism and these kids. I just can't remember the joke.
And these kids?
The kids that I assume that was a plane crash, and they started eating each other.
Yeah.
It was the talk of the town. I don't know. I would have to rewatch it to remember the actual jokes. But a lot of them were really dark. Yeah,
dark stuff. It touched deep. I really loved it. Did you watch the little talk thing at the end with the Chappelle?
No, I never ended up watching it. I didn't want that to influence my thoughts on the special itself.
It's interesting, and you could tell they do mention like, oh, okay, this is not like a typical stand-up, but you can still feel Norm, and it's cool to hear some of the stories. A lot of it is some of it is like corporate bullshit. I don't know if there could have been other people there instead of them that might have been closer to Norm, but maybe I'm talking shit. Maybe they were really close, but no, but it was nice. I like everything Norm. So just hearing them talk about stories and things about Norm was great. The special, I found that it was funny. The thing is, Norm Macdonald is one of my favorite comedians, but he's not the comedian that kills the most for me. For me, that might be like Louis C.K. That kills the most. Like, I can't stop laughing. But Norm entertains me in a way where it's funny, it's witty, and it's silly. I should make a poem like that. It's funny, it's witty, and it's silly.
All in one.
And I don't know, I just really gravitated towards his type of comedy style. So I always loved it. And I love the special. I really thought comedy-wise it was good. I think that if that was filmed in an actual theater with people, it would have been a killer special. I think it would have been really good.
Yeah, I haven't seen that much of Norm. Yeah, he's not my favorite. I think I like Louis C.K. and Bill Burr a lot. Both of those guys get me laughing. Norm, I guess I haven't. The only one I saw was the one that we saw in Spain. So I don't know what special that one was, and this one.
You mean Louis C.K.?
No, we saw Norm too.
Oh, Norm, yeah. Well, he doesn't have that many specials, actually. He has one on Netflix that's good too. But yeah, his comedy is different. Like, for example, the other special that we're going to review is Ricky Gervais, Supernatural. And he's more the style of Louis, where he's killing constantly with a lot of edgy stuff. And it is very well planned, very well orchestrated, even though it sounds like almost improvised at the moment. That's the magic of stand-up, right? Like having something so prepared, the timing's exact, but making that audience feel like you're telling this story for the first time. Like, that's the magic of stand-up. And he does it so well. Louis does it so well. I think Louis and Ricky Gervais are like, to me, they are the top right now. Where like, I've seen Louis C.K. live in Madrid, and that was like a religious experience. And I am being a little bitch here. And I haven't seen Ricky live, but all his specials he kills. And this last one, man, he goes harder than the pain with things. And well, he has a bit where he's talking about like, this old dinosaur women that think like for you to be a woman, you need to have a vagina. It's like, and then this, I can't remember all the bits but he's like being sarcastic about shit. He's like, but he has a penis. She has a penis. No, but he raped the girl. She raped.
What was the other one? The thoughts and prayers. My thoughts and prayers are going out. And I sent money to the cause, and me thinking I'm a piece of shit for only sending money.
Oh, I only send money. What a fucking idiot, right? No, he's so good. I love the part where he's talking about like, people want to give minorities like, help and shit. It's like, I'm a cisgender white male that's a multi-billionaire. Like, yeah, like we're less than 1%. Like I'm part of a very small minority. And you don't see me complaining. I just go out there, Rick. Just go get it. I love that where he likes to punch down, and that's funny. People think like, you cannot punch down. You can punch anywhere. If it's funny, that shit's funny.
He does a good job at it.
Yeah.
He had a lot of similar jokes to Louis C.K., at least the topics-wise, trans and the fat jokes. The being hung up by the crane. Oh, man. I gotta rewatch it to remember the jokes themselves.
They took her out with a crane. Bro, he has no love for the kiddos. I loved it. I loved that special, man. It was so funny. It's so funny. Supernatural on Netflix by Ricky Gervais. We support Ricky Gervais, not necessarily Netflix, but we don't support them either in case they want to provide support to the channel. But we're just saying we're not gonna give you the free support. Okay. Yeah,
man. Netflix is doing a good job, at least with comedy. I don't know if HBO and the other platforms have that.
Nah, they don't do comedy. They have all that stand-ups. On Netflix by Ricky Gervais is a series called Afterlife. It has 3 seasons, and I reviewed it on one of the movie review with the crews. One of the days that the crew simply, wasn't there to take me to the fair. And it's one of my favorite series, and Ricky Gervais is an amazing, not only comedian, but a movie director and a writer. He's just like, it's this bloke, right? It's bloke. It's just amazing. Everything he does, brilliant.
Anything he touches turns to gold.
The Office.
Same thing could be said about Louis C.K.
Yeah, Louis C.K. is a monster.
He had his own show, and he has that movie that you were telling me about that was coming out with Joe List.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks to be good. I want to watch it. We're gonna watch it and review it. It's called 4th of July. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to buy it somewhere because Louis like that, and we support the people that we really love.
Yeah, he's done really well for himself in that sense. Like he just does everything through his own website, very independent, doesn't rely on anybody, and that helps. Nobody can limit what the shit he says.
Yeah. I'll be honest with this. Even the Norm Macdonald, he had some like edgy jokes, but also with the Louis C.K. and with this new one from Ricky Gervais, I have like high hopes. Oh, I can't forget Jimmy Carr also goes harder than the pain. His new special on Netflix, like that shit will have you laughing as hard as fuck.
I gotta watch that. He's British? Yeah,
he's British, super British. He's like, but he's so funny. He's so funny and dark as fuck, like super dark. So dark.
So dark. I haven't watched it, but I'm gonna see it.
But these specials give me hope that we're sort of moving a little back in this bullshit woke thing. We're like, no. Comedy can be funny again and stop being bitches about shit and everything. We can have content of every type, and then whatever you don't like, you don't watch, and whatever you like, you watch. That's it. That's how life is. You know?
Amen, brother. Take it to them liberals.
Damn it, Ash.
Bring comedy back. Make comedy great again.
There's another guy that I like that recently came out. Well, he's been doing comedy for a long time, but he just came out with a new special where he's at the Comedy Store in L.A. and he does a few of the rooms that are there. He's called Fahim Anwar. He's been on Joe Rogan recently. He's super funny, and he did a special. There's a lot of he's like from Afghanistan maybe. But, you know, he was born in America, so he's like super American, you know, he's super American.
How do you spell his last name? Because I keep
Fahim, and then space Anwar.
Oh, Anwar. I put Manwar and came out manure. Anwar. Got it.
Janice Papas came out with a new special recently that was pretty good.
That was on YouTube, right?
I liked it. It touches these subjects too about wokeness and being a little bitch. So yeah, it gets interesting.
Yeah, I think comedy's in a pretty good state.
I think so. Louis C.K.'s new special that I saw live in Madrid. I'm always trying to like, you know, pump my chest on this shit. It's amazing, I'm telling you. It's amazing.
Man, Daniel Tosh is coming to Miami. Well, I think to West Palm in November. I haven't seen that guy do anything in a really long time.
Man, I would love to see that guy stand up. His shit's gotta be killer, and he keeps it hidden so that nobody talks about it. It's gotta be insane.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and go to that one.
Yeah,
he's coming to Miami, and Bill Burr was here not too long ago. But tickets for that are like $130.
Bro, like Jay Farrow, that should be fire.
Yeah, and that improv is not too expensive.
Where
like
is
20,
it?
$30.
The Miami Improv. Mm-hmm. With the Venezuelans.
With the Venezuelans.
Yeah. Even though I'm not fond of them, they tend to be non-violent people, so I like that. They're more into being, you know, with the vanity and Instagram pictures. I'm here talking shit about Venezuelans. I'm Venezuelan. I'm just saying, bro, some of them. Chills. Chills. You know, they're pajudos, pues, así ridículos, vamos huevo.
But, yeah, it's not here,
but it's neither, yeah. I mean, I am Venezuelan, you know, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it.
There's always some people in every race that are just like, I wish we could trade you.
We could trade you. If there was a race, you know, like in Chappelle's show.
Yeah, a little swap.
I would trade some Venezuelans to some other shit. Like, hey, get the fuck this guy out of here. We don't need him.
We don't want him. We don't accept him.
I'm not the guy that's going to be like, oh, support Latino, all everybody. Like, no. I'm like, what is your criminal record? Let's start there. How many tattoos you got in your face? One. That's too many.
Traded. Well, yeah, man. All in all, those specials were good. I liked them. Well, at least I liked Ricky Gervais a lot more than
yeah, Norm Macdonald's one was a little bit more. it's not really to enjoy it as a special. It's more to enjoy it as like a end of his life tribute and seeing him laugh and enjoy stand-up his last times. And such a sad story. I've gotten a better view in life recently, and I haven't been depressed in a while, so that's good. And when I talk about this, I talk about it very casually. Like, everybody goes through depression. Everybody goes through anxiety. The people that are like I'm depressive, right? And when things get ugly, yeah, get the fuck out of here. I don't care about those people. I'm talking about, like, everybody goes through this shit. But, everybody has time where they're like, man, fuck, man, nothing's going like it should. Like, am I even doing the right things? Am I just a fucking idiot? And that shit happens, right? And then you start thinking about death, and you're like, fuck this, everything's gonna end, right? Like, Norm Macdonald died. He couldn't even do the things he loved, and he died, and so sad. And then eventually my parents will die, and I will live that. And it's like, fuck, right? That could get you depressed, right? A little. And then
I'm depressed right now.
Yeah, I'm depressed right now. And then there's other days, right? Where you, through energies from other people, you might get in. And today, in these days, in the last months and shit, for a long time, man, I'm just feeling right. I feel like I'm happy. I feel like I'm appreciating the things that I get to live, because there's people that weren't even born, that they don't get to live this. Imagine somebody that was going to be born, but then instead ejaculated in somebody's mouth. That person wasn't born. You were born, motherfucker. You're watching this. That's a lot. So I'm trying to appreciate just the fact that we're living this. And if we die, okay, but you could have not lived this at all. So you're living it, right, and it will end. Stop being selfish, motherfucker. You need to die so that other people can live the experience. It's like a ride at Disney, motherfucker.
Damn. Preach, KIKO, preach. Well, I think Ricky Gervais talks about that, right? Like
death, yeah.
Oh, and just how lucky we are to even be alive in this very moment. It's like 1 in I don't know how many billion chance.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You gotta make the most out of it, man.
Well, bro, anything else you want to add to this? I do gotta say to the Broskiedoodles, I hope that he's researching some shit that's important and not ignoring me.
I don't.
He wasn't researching anything important.
These episodes, dude. Or
Why?
Review these stand-ups because I don't remember the bits themselves. I don't know. They're both good. I think everybody should watch them. And yeah, I don't have anything else to add.
All right. Well, the viewers will leave their comments. How you feel about Adrian's energy? And he'll be happy. He'll be happy to fucking tell you this. Okay? No. People gotta know. All right. What numbers do you give this specials? Rating.
Damn. Ricky 9. Norm 6.
Okay. That's hating. No, it's okay. You can fucking leave. Ricky Gervais 9. Norm Macdonald 8.
All right.
And Adrian's attitude 5. A 5. Go to Dandy Bear, you piece of shit. Go to, what's the other one called?
Chuck E. Cheese. Dandy Bear closed down.
Yeah, Dandy Bear closed down.
At the end of an era.
At the end of an era, motherfuckers fucking broke and unemployed. All right, Broskiedoodles, thank you for tuning in. I hope that you like this episode. Watch those specials if you haven't. Become a stand-up connoisseur. I think it's a great cause. I think it makes your life happier, and you'll be able to enjoy actual conversations. Adrian, love you. Hope you have good time in your tea. You're probably gonna play golf. You know, he is one of those guys. Finance, douches. You know, he has the what's it called?
Polo shirt?
The polo shirt with the pointy shoes and the shit, and goes to with the yacht, and let's go to the Miami Beach, harbor or whatever.
Yeah, playing golf with your dad.
Okay. Okay. We say you should have said that, and I wouldn't have, gone into those depths. All right, man. Well, hope you get a hole in one. I hope you don't get a storm happening in Miami, because in Miami the weather can change at any time. It's an amazing place to live. But yeah, get a hole in one. Take care. Love you. Peace, everybody.